And then we've got the Talbot Sunbeam over here and a Hillman Avenger. I had both of these in the past. So my Talbot Sunbeam wasn't as nearly as nice as these. Mine was the poverty spec one. I think it was maybe a Chrysler Sunbeam as well, the one that I had. And it had 930cc imp engine in it. But in the boot, I had a 1.6 engine that came with it, which my friend put in it. And one morning I came down, I think it was on Christmas Day, and someone had broken the glass on it, which was very upsetting. But mine was it was blue, and it had like an awful green interior on it. And then I had one of these too, but this is the Tiger. Mine was it was the same shell as that, the 4-door shell, but mine had the, what was it, 1.6 engine, I think, in it? And I paid £190 for it. And it had the slippiest interior ever. Every time you went around a corner, people would slide from one side of the car to the other. And mine was orange with a black vinyl roof. It was kind of like the, what do they call it? The Dukes of Hazzard orange. I think that's got a 1725 Holby engine in it, that one. Yeah, cool cars, those Roots Group cars from back in the day. We've got an Esprit there, that is beautiful. That's a later 90s Esprit, so I think that's the V8 one. One of the last cars to come with pop-up headlamps on it, I believe. And it should have like a big V8 in the back of it, I believe, if I'm right. Yeah, that's a good looking car, very wide looking car. And then we've got the Elise, which is just, I think it was a classic as soon as it came out. Fantastic handling little cars. Obviously not that one, that's an Exige, sorry. This is the Elise. Basically an instant classic, this car. What engine was in these? It might be a Toyota engine in this. I want to say K-Series, but I think that's a misconception. Oh, I could be completely wrong. There might have been a mix of K-Series and Toyota engines. K-Series engine, yeah. So this is a 1.8 K-Series, so what's that? 1.8 is the 160 horsepower engine, I think. That's standard without it being tuned. Nice. And then we've got another Esprit over here. This is the Esprit that I would have. The 80s James Bond's Esprit. Whoa. Look at this. That is the one to have. If you're going to have an Esprit, you have this. The Series 2, I think this is a Series 2 Esprit. I think it's a Series 2. The Series 1 didn't have the additional bumpers on it, and it looked a little bit slimmer than that. I'm going to offend a lot of people. I am not a fan of the E-Type Jaguar. But the colour of that is amazing. That's £90,000, that car. Oof, the paintwork on that is fantastic. Even like it's got racing stripes in the paint. What is that? A Rochdale Olympic. Oh, that's cool. It's got like the look of a Porsche Speedster about it. I'm assuming it's fiberglass bodied. Yeah, it looks like it's made of fiberglass. I bet it's Triumph based or something. Let me see. Let's see if there's any information about it. So it's in a Rochdale Olympic Phase 1 Morris Minor O'Reilly engine. Ooh, quite cool. There it is. It's an interesting little car, that. Peugeot 205 GTI, 30 grand. Bloody hell. That's nuts. I mean, it is a 205 GTI, but £29,995. Wow. There's a Mini here. Let's see what that Mini's worth. Hasn't got the sports pack wheels on it and everything on it, so it's not the last edition. 20 grand. 3 owners, 22,000 miles, £20,000. Bonkers, bonkers, bonkers. That's 20 grand. Or for 23, you could have yourself Aston Martin. Or for 25, you could have yourself an F-Type. As much as I like old cars, I know where my money would go. Right, here we go. This is something I did not expect to see in a classic car show. An MG6. MG6. So this is the saloon version of it. It's actually based on a Runway 75 or 750, I can't remember the name of them. It doesn't have a K-Series, I think it has an O-Series engine in, which is like an updated version of a K-Series. I believe that they're manufactured in China and then assembled in the UK, or they were. Interesting car. And next to it we've got MG ZT. This is a V6, or is it a 1.8 turbo? Not sure, but it's not the V8. And next to that we have an MG ZS. These were available with either a K-Series or a V6 as well. And the MG ZR, which I really, really like. And if there's an MG ZR 160 knocking about for not much money, I would 100% jump on that car. And it looks like there is a V8 MG ZT here. Yeah, V8 MG ZT with like a really beautiful hologram paintwork on it. It's really, really nice looking paint on that. It's a 4.5 litre V8 engine. They did make really good looking cars. And then the MGF. The MGF is a funny. Oh, this is a 160. That'd be a rapid little car. Mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. Oh, and then there's this thing. This is very cool. This is like the X-Power supercar. What was it really called? It was SVR. And it's interesting because it's a very musky-looking V8 supercar, muscle car hybrid. It's very cool. And I believe that these were still being manufactured up until recently. So, V8 engine with a supercharger on that one. Were they all supercharged? I am completely lost now. I don't know what I have and haven't seen. Anyway, let's keep going. This little Metro, or is it a Rover Kensington or 100? It's a type of Metro, whatever it is. It's a Rover 100 according to the sticker in the back. I like this because it still has like the old style guttering on the outside like the Mini had, but it kind of looks modern at the same time. These are very, very cool. A lot smaller than the 900. One of the original turbocharged 80s cars. It's got that massive excess bonnet on the front. Cool little rubber duck spoiler bumpers on the back of it. Sorry, spoilers on the back of it. That's nice. Little MG B, but the V8 version of it. And these were actually made until the 90s. This was the 90s one, sorry. So like we look at cars now and we look at these retro styled, very powerful cars. MG were doing it back in the 90s with this. They re-released this MGB with a V8 engine in it. And it is a little bit more modern. It's got more modern, larger wheels on it. It's got upgraded interior. Looks massively upgraded, the interior on that, compared to an MG, regular MG. I'm not sure what they did with the suspension or anything, but obviously you can see the paintwork is fantastic. That's the standard paint as well, I believe. And then a Rover V8 under the bonnet. Very cool. This is a Maxi 1300 GT. It's like the big brother of the Mini Cooper. Very nice. An Austin Allegro. If you're watching this far into the video, do me a favor and Google Austin Allegro concept car, because the concept car for the Allegro was really cool. And then basically when they created the panel, the presses for the panels, they got the tolerances wrong and that's why it's all bulbous and coming out like that. It's meant to be a lot more angular looking. So yeah, have a Google. Allegro concept car. It was actually really cool looking. And I guess the Princess went through a similar kind of concept and production thing as well. Like it was meant to be wedgy like that, the Allegro. But something happened. Oh, here we go.